You hold me down like lo lo lo. Your love is sweet like me lo lo. You make a promise, then you deliver. You never fail me, no no no. What type of loving? You ain't to fight all my battles. You put the boy on the way for this victory.
Yeah, fight for the weak and the poor. That's how we gon' rise from the ashes. Plus we get our knees to the floor. That's how we gon' find any answers. Can't find peace with a sword. That's how you know the fight is supernatural. Yeah, heartbeat to the core. We retreat to the Lord when it's time for some action. Mighty God, mighty God, mighty God. Fight with the king, get the spoils. Mighty God, mighty God, mighty God. Blood and bones in the soil. Walk with a bodyguard. Only go to war with the loyal. Yeah, saints like arms that you cannot fall when God is for you.
Your love is sweet like me, lo lo. You make a promise, then you deliver. You never fail me, no no no. What type of loving? You ain't to fight on my battles. You put the boy on the way for this victory. So we sing it. This is the sound of a victory. We say.
Back to the Senate, back to 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 Senate. Thank you. If I come to my own house to campaign, I would have failed. This is my own home. I will come here just to celebrate the Obanliku people. I celebrate you because you have a long history. A long history of the pain that we have gone through as a people. A people who have been dislocated by the sociology and spectroscopy of our circumstance. A people who share commonality as the Obudu and Obanliku people. Most of you my classmates, so you know me. The greatest opportunity God gave to me, I started serving humanity. So while I come before you as a system purifier, I am conscious of the history of my growth. And that's why in Obanliku, I can point at the electrical engineers in the UK, in the Philippines, that were trained by Ayani. I didn't come asking you for an office, but I know how many people that are brought from this place, courtesy of me. How many in the oil industry, courtesy of me, from Obanliku local government area. It is not when you need votes. You come and deceive people with borehole and put black bitumen on a road without stone grade, asphalt it for 35 million, take all so much money, and then deceive the people. I'm a man who comes from a humble background, and I understand the fear of God. And that's why I know that there is nothing called a government where your focus is not on the people. Why will you place embargo for 35 years, zero employment? Ayade came and opened it. I started with 2,500 teachers. You have schools that are empty, but you have sublet contracts to build the block. What is a school block without a teacher? Ayade came and, you people don't have a history of remembering what I've done. You measure a man's success by how much he has impacted on the fellow mankind. God did not prosper us just to make money for the mere accumulation of body mass. It is your wealth is a measurement of how much you have impacted on your brother. Have you provided a shoulder for your weaker and poorer brother to lean on? Have you been of great assistance? My compassion and sense of guilt, the melancholy of my people, the agony and the frustration they go through, drives me. Otherwise, can you explain to me why I will create these thousands and thousands of appointments? Do I really need those appointments? No, it is the morality and the Kantianism of my power. That the real relevance of man is when you have people. Then suddenly you have this accidental politician coming. How can I be taking? I don't belong to that level. Take your time, factory by factory. You think all these factories are built if they were in Igbo land? Do you know people will be fighting over themselves over these factories? You have a state I met empty and bare, with bare knuckles, trying to construct an economy that never existed. It's too deep, and that's why they don't understand. They told me that I will not be able to pay salary 2 months into office as governor. I have continued to pay salary till today without fail. I did not stop at that. I kept expanding government until every person, the whole country is now copying my style. But they only copy during the election. But my own is always there. You men of God, judge every governor, judge historically the person who has compassion as governor in this country. The person who has human sympathy, who has shown kindness, who cannot sack, who cannot even fight his opponent. Because I say God did not elevate me to show my might, restrain my strength so that God can take over my battle. It's an advanced philosophy. How can you forget so easily when the same me stood on the floor of the Senate and said, stop paying us salaries. Let us go home. Our people are hungry. Why are we paying ourselves fat salaries when we should be back home and see how we can add value? The same man went into office as governor and expanded government beyond the carrying capacity of sanity. Finally, only what is fair and just we should do. It is the turn of Consultation 2 to produce the next senator. Rose Oko served as senator for 8 years, which was completed by Senator Stephen Ode and one other person. So, it is the turn of Consultation 2. So, as somebody who is from Obanliku, it is your turn. And the right thing has to be done. When it comes to the issue of Federal House, you know what we discussed yesterday. And you know I stand with you once your time comes. I will also support you. And we have discussed that. Lego and myself have had an extensive discussion. And we are analyzing it. And he's also a very decent man. He even told me that even if I say he should stop now, he will stop. He's a good man. That tells you that he is committed. He understands the principle. And you know me, when I stand with you, nothing. You cannot gossip somebody against. I will stand with you to the end. Obanliku, prepare. There's an earthquake coming for you.
Back to Senate. Back to Senate. Back to Senate.
Thank you. Can you tell me, if you want to show a true leader, what did you do before you ever became a public officer? Do you remember Ayade Motors? Do you remember Ayade Scholarship? All of those things. Was I in public office? Food bank. Was I in public office? So you don't come at the last minute and then come and try to say you want to run a Senate has become a joke. You have opportunity. You have somebody who has a first degree in law, master's degree in law. He holds a PhD. He has an MBA. He is a senator, a governor, a lawyer. 7 degrees. You're going to the Senate. Where 20 other governors are going to the Senate, and then Cross River North, that has produced a Senate president before, will now produce somebody who will go and sweep the floor in the Senate. The worlds are far apart. I will never ask you to vote for me. Let my work, let my history, let my heritage, let it decide my fate. And let's see, if I was to stand on the floor of the Senate to begin to speak in that celestial manner, and let's see who will come and speak better than I for the people of the North. That's it, that is it, it will hurt. It will hurt. When I start, you know, say, two of you that started that song, 200,000.
Now, so
APC, God can give you the spirit of wealth. He may deny you the spirit of giving. And once God denies you the spirit of giving, you're a wicked person. Tell me in how many campaign rallies that you see Ayade go there and just stop there. I will still keep giving. Because The spirit of giving is written in the Bible. It is only by giving that you receive. All these stingy people, they wait, they come keep you people for hours, they clean yash, bring small petty money and go. Win the election, wait till another 4 years. But I'm busy appointing, recruiting, employing. Don't you know that God is behind it? Sometimes I ask myself, how am I getting this money to pay? Right now, your salary is coming next week. Bam, Allah don't enter. I went to office. Some people have been directors for 12 years. Director 13 years, no promotion. They say, wait, you say no money. I say everybody who is due to be promoted was not promoted because of money. Promote all of them. Today, in one single day, over 50 people made permanent secretary. See your son standing here. Today, he's permanent secretary. In terms of international development, plenty permanent secretary from Obanliku. And so many of you, so many. Go and check my human capital development in Obanliku. You will see how many that I have made. Your first chief judge I made. Where is your son? The first son from Obanliku is from Obanliku. By my effort and by his intellectual capacity. Together we have made him a son. This is what you call leadership. When you build people. When you build people. Not when you build fake roads. You bring solar line 1 week to election. You bring fake one. 15,000 naira thing. You call it 450,000. Just to make profit. You come back and tell the people about it. It is not your turn. It's turn of Consultation 2. Can't you wait for wars in that party? In the central, you are fighting for certain turn. It's not the turn of central. And we have sons and daughters from central here say it's not your turn. And I don't understand. If I see one of us, just one vote, outside of going to PDP, it's sufficient for me to give up. I will not. Because there is no point for you to support injustice. It's extreme. And I can tell you, truly indeed, life is turn by turn. 100,000 naira for that turn. You know, they were boasting that they have Obanliku. I'm like, Obanliku? How can you have Obanliku? That's my grandmother's place. My grandmother is from Obanliku. My father's immediate senior, he died here, he was buried here. We didn't even return him to Kaku. Because this is our home. And you're telling me that you have Obanliku. Please teach them a lesson that day. One vote, please forgive us. In politics, when we say teach a lesson, it's not to beat. It's to make sure that they don't get any vote. And they will not get any vote. Because I wonder why they were thinking of Obanliku as their stronghold. The paramount role of Obanliku and the entire traditional heritage which contain and sustain the culture, the ancestral heritage of the Obanliku people, have given their blessing and have said they are rolling out royal drums in celebration of my swearing in. Prince Otu, they told him, what are you doing here? They pour water for elect till reaching west. He said, you have been blessed. You are the next governor. Of course, MP3 don't deal. My house of assembly, he can close his eyes and sleep. I want to thank you very much.
Back to Senate, back to Senate, back to Senate, back to Senate, back to Senate.
Men of God, I invited you specially to be part of this stakeholders meeting because that is my primary constituency. They say charity begins. It is said when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. In everything and anything that we do, God's time is the best. Some people came to deceive you, but we are not going to join issues. We just want to put the record fair and square. This state since 1999 has been ruled by some party. And I believe that if things don't go well, we know of course where to apportion blames. APC only came into government not up to 2 years ago. But we know what this state has benefited already from the APC government. I used to belong to the the other party before, but at some time I broke ground. Because it was clear that progress was not in their DNA. And when Governor Yade came, I knew that he would have problems. His Excellency had asked me a couple of times, come over. I told him, that is not your territory. Those people you see there, you will not be able to work with them. And I believe that today we're in perfect harmony. And this state is ready to move forward. The foundation and the building blocks that Governor Yade has laid is such that it can only be moved forward by a progressive government. And that progressive government, you can only cite it in APC. Obanliku, don't allow anybody to deceive you. We are going to retool this Obudu cattle ranch. The government of Professor Benayade tried, but because we did not have an airport to complement it, which out of nothing, he has put a big, serious facility like an airport, which is going to make sure that Obudu cattle ranch comes again right in the map. A lot of people do criticize, why is it looking like that? Nothing was done, but they forget that that particular ranch was refurbished. It was properly refurbished. Generators were bought. All those things were sorted out, but it could not work because we couldn't draw the people, the population that is expected to make that place grow. But I want to promise you that we will not only draw the population with the airport here, we are also going to escalate the commercial aspect of Obudu cattle ranch. After rigorous research, we've discovered that there are cattle in Punjab region in India that produce milk almost 3 times what any other cattle can do in the world. We've already signed agreements, and we're going to find those cattle very soon here, doing what is needed. A corn processing plant has been fixed here in Obudu, which by the time we empower young men, the economy of Obudu and Obanliku is going to change. We are going to build and strengthen our people. The policy thrust of that administration is to make sure that we seal all leakages and then support all factors of production and anything that supports it. And you know the first factor of production is the human being. If it's not well, the economy is sick. And if the economy is sick, men of God, it's difficult for you to survive. Why I say this is because God answers prayers. If you look at our men of God, even though I've looked here and I see very many healthy men and women, a pastor eats from the pulpit. And if the collections and the tithe are not right, the pastor almost have nothing to feed. And besides that, if we don't pay our tithes and bring our offerings, the economy will not also grow. Both of them are intertwined. Believe it or leave it. But this time around, we are going to give some more attention to the church. And we make sure that the church grows so that we as a people can also grow. We are bringing several things to play on the table, but because that blueprint has not gone around for people to read and understand, I will leave it for another day, because I'll definitely come back to Obanliku so that we can have a proper tete-a-tete. Government is a continuum. Whatever project that has not been completed, I stand here to give you every assurance that we will complete it in less than no time. What we need most in the coming administration is not even for you to speak too much on what you can do, because I've seen nobody, the other party is not even talking about what they can do. All the time is destroying. They've not really come out. How do you want to take Cross River State out of the woods? But beyond that, what is bigger is, what is your antecedents? You had an office. What did you do with it? What can we say was the difference that you brought to the table. I, standing here before you, I was sent to the House of Reps for 2 terms. My mark is still felt, both in the petroleum sector and all other sectors, I can tell you. I was also moved to the Senate. My impact, both in the banking and finance sector, is still felt today. And I stand here to tell you that nobody can be given these positions if you are not tested and trusted. So there's need for us to vote on antecedents, because like when we talk about the Cross River State University, Unicross, if you look at the biggest building in that citadel, I facilitated that building. So I also assure the youth that in this coming administration, we are going to look at the 3 E's very seriously: emancipation, empowerment, and employment. We are not going to play with it. But I say this because to achieve this, you need a man with surplus capacity. And I, standing here, I have the capacity, both internationally, nationally, and locally. In this battle that we are going in, there's no other contestant that can match. I am unmatchable. I have the power, the capacity, the will of God to change Cross River State for the better. So let all of us join hands together, because Cross River State will rise again. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.